Welcome to New Way Stories and Merry Christmas. If you are actually listening to this on Christmas, you are a real one. Thank you so much. This week, we finally get into our Star Wars rankings, and there's nothing more Christmassy than three grown adults arguing about Star Wars. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm going to do my list, and then we'll go Ben, and then Darius, you'll finish us off.
That's going to be rough.
Here's my list. A New Hope. I think that it was probably like 8 or 9 years ago. I just really had an affinity for the original Star Wars, A New Hope. Same thing in Lord of the Rings. I think that A New Hope and Fellowship are just pure story, freaking good.
Yeah.
And
they don't need any action to make them good.
Yeah.
They're just good movies.
I genuinely love A New Hope. Yeah. I think it's so great. And then this is where it differs a little. I go Return of the Jedi because Return was like my favorite movie as a kid. Like the Ewoks. You can ask my wife. You can ask other people who know me well. Big fan of teddy bears. I enjoy teddy bears growing up. I now have adjusted my passion a little bit to where I just like regular bears now. I try not. Although, if you give me an opportunity to win a teddy bear, like at the fair or something, like I'm taking that opportunity. So the Ewoks, Return of the Jedi, the Moon of Endor end sequence is so sick, and the end lightsaber scene I think is redeemed in cool lightsaber fights from A New Hope. The first lightsaber scene, not good. The end one.
The fight in Empire is also cool. The fight in Empire between Luke and Vader is also really cool.
That's true. Which leads me to my next is Empire Strikes Back. I think as A New Hope is maybe the best story, the best screenplay, Empire might be the best overall movie.
It's really good.
It's solid. And I don't think that it is strange to see that it's not George Lucas directing. And then you have The Phantom Menace.
Because it has decent acting.
The Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, pod racing, again, Duel of Fates. It is Qui-Gon Jinn. You want to talk about actual acting in a Star Wars film? You see Qui-Gon Jinn, you're like, oh yeah, these people are paid professionals. I forgot about that. Phantom Menace. And then we're going to throw a curveball in here. Force Awakens. I actually do enjoy Force Awakens quite a lot. I think the intro of Kylo Ren is super sick, and kind of everything that they're setting up in that movie is awesome. You get to see old Han and Chewbacca rocking it, and I'm totally cool with Kylo killing Han at the end. I think all of that is pretty solid. I don't like Finn's acting, or Rey's acting, per se. People are big fans of those people, and I am not. And it's nothing personal, but I think overall,
what don't you like about her in that movie? Because we're just talking about Force Awakens.
In general, I wasn't emotionally connected.
Mm-hmm. She's also not your type
to that. Well, no, that's Denton was Force Awakens #1, Daisy Ridley's A Smoke Show. And I don't know if that's not a millennial thing, but I just, not that she's not an attractive person, I just don't think that I would necessarily put her in smoke show category. Or I would rate a Star Wars movie based on the female actors inside of.
I don't think it's a Gen Z thing. I do think it's a young person thing. I've been married for 13 years. I never, ever, ever see a movie and I'm like, man, I'd love to watch that movie because that girl's hot. I know that sounds crazy to some young men, but it literally just...
You're like, well, that's the whole thing of why I watched Fast and the Furious. I don't
Vin Diesel is a smoke show.
Hot women and big muscles.
Bro, my younger brother would say that's extremely homoerotic, and he would be right. He would be right. People that love watching movies with hot women and big muscles whether they know it or not, they are making they're making a definite.
I mean, that was like an undertone of every 80s and 90s movie out, like big blockbuster. Like, all right, how can we get hot women and big muscles in here? It'll sell.
Watching men shirtless, shaved, and oiled up, and being like, dude, that's so friggin' awesome. I don't think you know why you think it's awesome.
What are you?
On me.
What are you doing today? Oh, I'm watching the Mr. Universe competition. Like, oh, why do you like that? I'm really into bodybuilding, and I like watching men all oiled up, big muscles.
So you like lifting weights? I like posing with my bros. In our Speedos. Like, okay, hey man, enjoy it.
Hey, yeah, enjoy. It's 21st century. You can do whatever you want.
Don't pretend like it makes you uber straight.
All right.
Okay.
Force Awakens.
I will say, when was the last time you rewatched that?
Force Awakens?
Yeah.
I watched it last year.
Okay. I just rewatched it, and I will say some of the magic was gone.
I agree.
Like what you were saying, like the building up and what it could lead to, watching it, knowing that it went to a place that I didn't really care about.
Well, I was going to say, you got to try to not you got to try to not let the following movies taint your vision of that first one, right? I do like, okay, also the end battle scene, I do think it was a little weak that like Rey all of a sudden is beating Kylo Ren like head to head in a
the reason I've
in a
heard
lightsaber fight. But
I remember arguing that like the reason that guy's a beast. He literally got shot with a blaster that would explode 5 stormtroopers.
Yeah,
and he just kind of like he kind of just like went over a little bit, and then he started punching it.
Yeah,
just like feeling the pain.
Bro.
Awesome.
I was in the theater. We were in the theater. Me and my younger brother with a guy who's just is like a very sweet, soft fellow. And he was like, what's with him punching himself? That's weird, right? It means that they're like, no, that's exactly what you would do. What's wrong with you? Like, how do you not get that?
Because he's fueled by anger and pain.
You get in a bar fight and someone smashes a bottle over your head, you punch yourself in the head to let them know that didn't affect you. You can smash as many bottles as you want.
Yep.
I'm not going to be slowed down. You want a blaster shot? Get out of here. Get out of here,
so
son.
Good. Oh, man.
He's he's the best thing out of those
But
movies.
I do think trained Jedi, stud, chosen to be the new face of the dark side, and then girl who's been a scavenger, like head to head in a lightsaber duel.
I'm not saying that you don't have a point. I'm not trying to make an argument for it. Like ultimately, I will say it's a creative decision that was not a stupid creative decision.
Sure.
You can disagree with the creative decision, but the creative decision is defendable in the sense that she's a scavenger. Yeah. She's a girl who's been fending for herself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
As a junker on a planet where all of these men are constantly trying to
take advantage of her,
steal her stuff.
Yeah.
So she has learned how to fight the hard way through fighting. Also, Kylo Ren in that moment, the most importantly, Kylo Ren in that moment is like at his most vulnerable state. And it makes sense for the character. He just killed his dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. So like his connection to the Force is, if not completely severed in that moment, his connection to the Force is completely off. So she's probably more in tune with the Force in that moment by far than he is. So
I can be on board with that. I think that I just would have liked, instead of just a straight up beating him in a lightsaber duel, I would have liked to have seen something that was like, oh, she's about a scavenger and she uses that to like get the upper hand, because she's not awesome. Like, yeah, she learned how to fight, but she's not awesome at like sword dueling, and she doesn't defend her stuff as a scavenger with a sword duel, right?
No, you're right.
And I get it. It's like she's awesome in the Force, and that is a legitimate point. He's like he's underestimating her. He
just got
vulnerable himself. He just got shot. Like, so there are things that are quote unquote weakening him.
So I have to say that I think and I will defend. I think there's a lot of problems with 7, 8, 9. I will not disagree with definitely, acting choices. You don't have to like every actor. The girl who plays Rose, she was not directed well, or
I was going to say, I don't know if she's great, but she was not dealt a winning hand either.
No, and maybe she's just a bad actor. But like
that is possible.
The performance is bad regardless.
Yeah.
Even if she is a good actor, which I'm willing to like say she may be a good actor and just a bad performance.
Rose is my least favorite part.
It's rough
of the trilogy, and I'm saying that above introducing Palpatine. Like I really, when she's on screen, I really am like,
I just want to stick my fist through this beautiful ugly planet or whatever she says.
Yeah,
it's just not good.
But
I will say, Rey is, and as much as I love Rey, I love Rey's character arc. I think Daisy Ridley's a great actor.
Character arc's great,
and I love Rey's character arc. I will say there is, I think, a tinge of trying to like prove girls can be as tough as boys within the Rey story. And that's hard because obviously it's a fictional world. And my wife would, if I said that to my wife, she would just say it's a fictional world. In their world, girls could be as tough as boys. So like, it's not really a valid argument, but it's still hard because the universe still has to have some like grounding in reality. And the reality is like girls will never be as physically.
Well, that's
they'll never be able to contend physically with men. That's just not realistic.
She could have outsmarted him and like done her scavenger stuff and like
scrapped him.
Yeah.
Yes,
I would say the Force.
They kind of
The Force does even the playing field.
I agree.
I just read.
And again, Rey's like my favorite Star Wars character.
Yeah,
like Rey is like my favorite Star Wars character.
I could see that. I don't know. I don't think it's so blatant that I can like jump on and be like, oh yeah, that's totally what is happening. I can see your point. I do think the Force kind of levels that playing field kind of
for sure. There's a lot of female Jedis in like.
Yeah, like in the Order and Council and stuff that are awesome.
Well, we would definitely say like
we would say Leia, right? Leia is like equal.
But again, in that moment, Rey has no Force training yet, so that's just a reality.
Right. Yeah. Anyway. So that let's get back to my list really quick.
Sorry.
We're running.
So sorry, dude.
No, it's okay. Force Awakens, and then Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Listen, again, this is not a good movie, and we're at the bottom of the list. But again, as a young Jesse, the end battle where you get to see all of the Jedis do awesome Jedi things. I'm like, dude, as a 12-year-old, I'm pumped when that thing is happening. When you see the purple lightsaber from Samuel L. Jackson, you're like, oh, I can see Mace Windu do some awesome stuff. And then he smokes Jango Fett. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Awesome.
Just wrecks him.
Yeah.
Terrible love story. Terrible dialogue. What about Padme?
A good love story.
She seems to be on top of things. Like, get out of here. Terrible. Yeah. Good love story. Terrible other things. You don't want to sell me any death sticks. I actually do really love that
That's
line.
a great.
I love that.
That's the best part of that movie.
That's my pro for sure. He's like, you want to go home and rethink your life?
Sell me a vape.
I want to go home and rethink my life. It's awesome.
That's a good one.
Have I told you guys my vape bit that I'm working on? Have I done that on the pod?
I don't think so.
No. Is it that cigarettes are cool and vapes are not?
Yeah.
You did
Okay, cool.
Yeah, see, they just ran all over your bit on SNL.
Yes, they did.
I'm really...
We haven't recorded me talking about it before it was recorded.
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely.
I was making fun of vaping pretty hard. And then 15 seconds later, I found out that the kid that I'm making fun of it to is an active vapor. And I was like, well, at least you know the truth now.
So that doesn't, I think I want to hear your vaping bit later because I'm sure that there could be lots of different vaping cigarette bits and they could also be good.
Yeah. All right. Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith is there. I don't have I saw it in the 9th grade and I did love it in the 9th grade. Me and 12 other guys showed up at the Majestic with lightsabers and we were super annoying to everybody in that theater. And it was incredible, right? And then we went home. Came out around my birthday, went home and we had lightsaber fights all night. It was.
We saw Revenge for your birthday.
Yeah.
It was like your 14th birthday.
That's right, 15th. But
15th, sorry.
come on, it's like you don't even know me. But it is not a good movie overall. There are some cool fight scenes in it. There are the story itself. We talked about it. All right, but then here's maybe where we get even more controversial. Last Jedi is second to last because I do think that I really do love so many of the concepts that they were doing, and again they shrunk it. The stakes are we just have to escape, and I really really love that. A movie that did it really well was Ant-Man. They made the stakes smaller, and you're like, this movie is incredible. And I don't think Last Jedi nailed it by any means, but the fact that it wasn't like, oh, a world is going to be blown up. It was just simply, we have to escape, and if we don't, like, the rebellion is over. That was refreshing to me. Just the whole, like, explanation of, like, we have them on a string. You're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? And we won't explain it. Doesn't help. But yeah, Last Jedi. I love the concepts there. And then Rise of Skywalker.
We haven't really talked about it at all.
We've got bad acting. We've got bad story. We've got plot lines that are coming up out of nowhere. We have completely throwing away anything that we have built up or potentially like foreshadowed. We threw all that in the garbage and came up with something new and worse. And I also am not a fan of Kylo Ren and Rey kissing at the end. A big pet peeve of mine is people kissing at very inopportune times. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The world is coming down around you. And sure, Ben is a good guy now, and so you don't feel guilty kissing him. But I don't know. I could have done without it.
I remember the theater going
spoken, and it's a valid argument. It's genuinely spoken like someone who does not like PDA.
Oh no, it's a great call. As someone was escaping, they like looked over and was like, "Oh, that's uncomfortable." Like, we're in a mall. You don't have to do that. Just go into Hot Topic without your hand in her back pocket.
Bro, one time at California Adventure Theme Park,
one of the more romantic places,
with his hands down in the butt crack of his girlfriend.
Oh,
down the back of her pants.
Bro, there's
just
on a hot day in California.
Not
bro,
getting those pheromones all over.
Yeah, and I'm still not a germaphobe, but that's actually a weird thing to think about. That I saw somebody touch someone's sweaty butt crack. And then they probably touched other stuff I touched that day, and it still doesn't bother me.
You're not even in the queue for it. You just had that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
All right, Ben.
Hello.
What's your list?
Okay.
This is going to be miserable.
Oh, shut up. This is the right answer.
I'm just kidding.
I should have been last because this is correct. Okay. Number one.
You can go last. Do you want to go last?
I'll go last.
Let's let Ben go last.
Well, I'm going to go quickly because
he needs this.
I don't want to get hung up on this.
Okay.
One, A New Hope. I wouldn't have put it there until this week. It's a genius movie. Two, Force Awakens. I think if they had done a full trilogy like The Force Awakens, it would have been with the exception of A New Hope, it would have been the best Star Wars we've ever seen.
They just also rip off Empire, and like Rey loses her hand at the end of the second one.
It's true that it's a bit of a ripoff, but if we start saying like no movie can be genius that's a ripoff, then we also have to say A New Hope is a ripoff because it literally is just a ripoff of a Japanese film.
I spotted that it was a ripoff immediately in the theaters. And I was like, actually, I really love that because now I get to figure out who these new characters are, and I'm not trying to figure out what the greater plot is. Well, I know you have to shoot a little thing in the hole and it blows up a planet.
We've done this before.
Really easy I got to relax during the movie.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even saying I don't even think I need, my list is not defensible. So I'm not even trying to defend my list. I'm just saying I really like Force Awakens. And I'll say for the new trilogy, the acting is the best of any trilogy. The acting of the main characters of Kylo Ren, Harrison Ford, I don't know, Harrison Ford, Daisy Ridley, even John Boyega, I think kills it. What's the guy's name that plays Poe?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac
phenomenal.
is maybe one of my favorite parts of the new.
Carrie Fisher does decent. And so I think the main ensemble cast, with the exception of a few moments, they really are just great actors. And so that for me carries a lot more weight than I think with a lot of people.
Fair.
So third on my list is you're just going to send people. This is not defensible. Third on my list is Rise of Skywalker. And it's not because I think it's a phenomenal movie. It has a lot of problems.
How dare you?
I really can't help it. And I can't help it.
Number three.
Rey's story arc, with the exception of like it's Anakin's story arc that is the best. Rey's story arc for me that is the second best. And I will say Rey's story arc over 3 films is better than Anakin's story, is way more well done than Anakin's story arc over 3 films.
What are you talking about in form of character development other than she's Palpatine's granddaughter? Because I have a hard time overlooking that.
Well, the fact that she's Palpatine's granddaughter, in my opinion, is less part of her character arc and more a device to insert her into the world. Her character arc for me is a orphan that grows up alone, abandoned and stranded on a planet, waiting to be rescued for her entire life by parents who are not coming back.
Yeah.
And she's a terrified, it's like, and this is something for me that other people aren't going to get, and that's okay. The thing that happens with trauma and abandonment where you are stuck and you cannot move on.
Yeah.
Is such a real thing.
Yeah.
And her relationship with her past, and when she won't even leave Jakku, the place that is torturous for her. Like Jakku has nothing for her. It's a living hell for her, but she cannot leave because she's trapped in her past.
Yeah.
So going from there to leaving Jakku to finding
she knows how to survive on Jakku, even though it's bad, right? But
she'll never thrive on Jakku.
Yeah.
Like that's a beautiful human sentiment.
No, that's true.
That is something that all of us, regardless of our trauma, like or our woundedness, all of us have to like deal with that in our life. Is we can survive here in our pain, or we can be courageous and find a way to thrive somewhere else. Anyway, so that finding a surrogate family with Han Solo, and I understand there are some people who would say like their relationship happens too fast, but I was just watching the episode of The Office the other day where Aaron tries to introduce Michael to Gabe, or tries to get them to like each other. And Michael goes, I don't know why you need me to like Gabe. I'm not your father. Yeah. And Aaron has like, this is so stupid that it's making me cry because it's just a stupid episode of The Office. But Aaron has like no words to explain. She doesn't have a father. And so this idiot, Michael, is like the closest thing she has. Anyway, all of those things, it's very, very personal for me because I married a girl who's an orphan. So then episode 8, her relationship with Kylo, finding somebody that she connects with in a world where she's never had connection. Yeah. And Kylo as well. Like Kylo's story is phenomenal for me. And Kylo is also in my top 4, maybe 3 favorite. Yeah, I would just say him and Rey are my favorite Star Wars characters. And so anyway, Rise.
Love it.
4 is Phantom. We're gonna get stuck on this.
I mean, I love the concept. I don't agree with the movie placement, but
no, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I knew that this is the hottest take anyone's ever had.
The hottest pile of poop take. That's what it is.
I would say also, dude, I gotta
just real quick though. That's one of the reasons why storytelling is such a like powerful and like exciting thing to me, is that like it's not going to land with everybody, but it's going to really land. You're talking about an episode of the Office making you cry. I was watching something I was watching a stupid sitcom the other day, and it like totally landed with me, and I was like, I'm feeling like it's getting me, and because it hits like certain things hit. Mine is Unity. Whenever people come together and work as one, the end scene in Avengers, the first portals. One when they like start working together and they're like, they're like using each other to beat up the aliens. I'm like,
this is actually a really really interesting. I don't know what mine is, but like yours is Unity, Darius is trauma, probably redemption, trauma. I don't know what mine is.
Yeah. Well,
we should talk about it
when you get to know yourself a little more.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it definitely...
just pay attention to the things that make you cry.
Well, I would say 10 years ago, a lot of these things didn't make me cry, and then I went to therapy. So that's a whole long story. But
so what we're saying, Ben, is you need therapy.
Probably.
I'm the wrong person to ask. If you ask me, everybody needs therapy. This is
the whole point of this podcast, was to get to this moment and say, Ben, we love you. It's time.
You need therapy.
To get me on an emotional low with Darius's list.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to bring you to a place of desolation so that you can accept the gift that God wants to give you. All
right.
So I would say
keep going.
The reason the sequel trilogy makes it so high, because the rest of them are, is that again, like you talked about Kylo and Rey's kiss not making sense, which I understand in a practical sense, but like it makes perfect sense for me that if you're with the person that you love the most and the whole world is falling apart, then actually the right thing to do is have a moment of connection with that person, because if the whole world is falling apart and everybody's dying and you're going to lose everything anyway, the best thing to do is to make the moment of connection that you have wanted to make or have been desperate to make. So, okay, 4 is Phantom Menace is actually just one of the best Star Wars movies. It's a beautiful movie.
It's so good. It's so good, man.
The place that Phantom Menace takes in the overall story is, again, it's a personal, I have to really hurry up. It's a personal thing because, and not just for me, but it's the story of Anakin. Anakin is somebody who's been a slave, who doesn't have a father, who has watched his mother be treated like a slave for his entire life. And his only goal is to free slaves and help people.
Yeah.
And coming from that background, he can go two ways. He can go the path of fear and anger, or he can go the path of love and healing. And Qui-Gon is his only inroad into the path that would lead to love and healing. Qui-Gon is the father that Anakin needed to have.
Yeah.
And in the duel of the fates, it's the duel of the fate of Anakin. That's the whole point of the duel of the fates. Anakin's fate is either to have like healing with Qui-Gon or to keep going without someone that's capable of caring for him. And although Obi-Wan does his best, Obi-Wan ultimately fails hard in Revenge of the Sith to redeem Anakin.
Yeah.
So anyway, 5 is Empire. Empire's a beautiful movie. The stuff with the Millennium Falcon is the most boring stuff ever. Number 6 is Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is not a great movie, but Luke showing up on the barge to kick A and take names is one of the greatest moments in film history.
Beginning and ending, both of those, awesome.
The redemption of Vader, that's
Han Solo on Tatooine, great.
Yeah, absolutely. All phenomenal stuff, dude. Yeah. So then after that, I have Revenge of the Sith. And I think Revenge of the Sith is a terrible movie, other than the fact that it has the sickest lightsaber fight of all time in it. And like, not only the sickest lightsaber fight,
what are we saying?
Revenge of the Sith, the battle on Mustafar, insane.
Just want to make sure.
Insane fight. The choreography is top 10 choreographed scenes of all time. It's beautiful. And I think finally, actually, we get some good acting at the end from Anakin They have to light him on fire to get him to act, but that's what they do.
The trick was that they really lit him on fire. So he wasn't acting per se.
It's like such a deep, intense moment. All the moments in that movie are so deep and intense, but the moment between Obi-Wan and Anakin, where you can see like Obi-Wan doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Anakin can only act out his pain. It's just like a powerful moment.
Despite that whole movie, I do agree that is a powerful scene.
The music helps a lot. The music helps a
The
lot.
music carries a lot of weight there.
Yeah, John Williams is carrying all of Revenge of the Sith on his shoulders, dude.
Yeah, well, for sure. And like you said, for most people, if there's anything redeemable about Rise of Skywalker, it's John Williams. The moment in Rise of Skywalker when she's looking up and she's like dying and all of the Jedi start talking to her. I'm going to cry right now. All the Jedi start talking to her, and then that score from John Williams like wells up. I cry every time I watch that. All sometimes just because I want to have a good cry. I'll watch that scene.
I put it on.
Straight up. And then 9 is Attack of the Clones. A useless, pointless movie that could be completely ejected and no one would know.
All right.
That I love.
I will say that I don't. I will not willingly watch the last or what is I've already forgotten. Rise of Skywalker. I won't willingly watch Rise of Skywalker anytime soon. The next time I will watch it is when Mystery Science Theater 3000 decides to use it for their next.
We should do it, dude.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. All right, Ben.
I literally just made a change after hearing Darius's.
You sold him.
No.
No, he was like, no, I hate this movie worse.
No, I made a change. Both of you. You goons.
I love that.
Okay. Empire.
Goon is such a great insult. Just as a sign. You goon. All right.
1. Empire. It is the best and most iconic Star Wars movie ever. It is not boring. It's exciting. It's some of the best love. Okay. Between Han and Leia, that's the point of that scene, you big dummy. Okay. The point is to see their interaction. She doesn't want to fall in love with him, but she's like, she's falling for it. Okay.
Yeah, and he repeatedly tries to date rape her. It's super cute.
No.
Yeah. No, very adorable.
Han, what's in this drink?
Blue milk.
All right, maybe I have to drink more.
Maybe it's cold out there.
Yeah, it's space, Leia.
Okay.
It's cold outside.
When he goes into Carbonite and she finally says, "I love you," and he responds with, I know, which was Harrison Ford's idea. That's one of the best lines ever. Okay.
That is good.
New Hope.
But I agree with you.
Okay.
You're saying that I don't agree with that. I said the stuff between Hoth and the Sky City is all boring.
No.
You're right.
No.
Right.
I hear you.
You are right that the stuff between Han and Leia is the point.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I just wish it was just the stuff between Han and Leia and none of the crap with the meteors.
The meteor shower? Really? The meteor shower. Okay.
I hate it.
Okay. New Hope. You're dumb. Okay. A New Hope.
Empire and then A New Hope.
Okay. New Hope. Magical. Fun. I said that earlier.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. It was always my least favorite, but honestly, rewatching it, the ending is phenomenal. I love the stuff between Palpatine, Luke, and Darth Vader. It's awesome.
That's great.
People love a good wrap up.
Yeah. I do not like the Ewoks. They are kind of whatever to me.
How dare you?
Number 4, Force Awakens. It's lost its magic, but it's done really well. 5, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, it's not good. It's the best of those, and with the ending, like we just talked about, and the music, it holds itself. And also,
it's better than Phantom Menace.
The best of the prequels.
Oh yeah, Last Jedi. I don't like a lot of that movie. I rewatched it.
Easy person.
You're putting Last Jedi above Phantom?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Who hurt you, dude?
Everything that you just said, you have been talking with spinach in your teeth the whole time, and I'm just like, I can't take you seriously now.
Listen to me, Jesse Roberts, Revenge of the Sith, The Last Jedi, okay? The Kylo Ren and the Rey stuff is better than anything out of those movies. Okay, Attack of the Clones above Phantom Menace. That's the change I made. Attack of the Clones. You know why? Because Obi-Wan goes on a fun little adventure trying to figure it out, and that's more entertaining than anything out of Phantom Menace.
Oh, you can go straight to hell.
Phantom Menace is the most boring movie I've ever seen. Besides, okay, besides the freaking duel or whatever, and the only thing that's good about that scene is the music. Besides that, it's whatever. Everyone in that movie is so stiff. George Lucas did not know how to have any of them have any emotion. Okay, Phantom Menace.
That's fair.
Boring. Okay,
boring is not a correct word to describe Phantom Menace. You don't have to like it. I can't even find my words. I will tell you. Here's a couple reasons. Darth Maul. Greatest bad guy ever.
Freaking Darth Maul, greatest bad guy ever.
Nothing.
He's the coolest.
Nothing. He
has a double-edged lightsaber.
I can have a double-edged lightsaber. Does that make me the best villain?
If you were the first one to do
Darth Maul would dispose of you.
And you were like red and black with little horns, you would be amazing.
Did you watch him fight 2 Jedi at once?
And
practically win.
Oh. Okay, Darth Maul, so cool. Oh, I'm like, you've got me so close to swearing right now.
Do you want to know how cool he is? They keep trying to bring him back in every other medium to make him interesting because he's not. They try to have him show up in Clone Wars.
They don't try to
bring him back because he's cool.
They don't try to make him interesting. They're like, why did we cut him in half? He's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
And they should have cut him in half and then just left it.
Agreed.
Listen, unless
we can't judge that.
They brought him back because he wasn't interesting in
pod racing.
Ben, that is the worst argument I've ever heard. They brought him back because he wasn't
to try to make him interesting.
Yeah, they're like,
you don't do that with characters.
He looks cool. Like, man, this guy really looks cool.
I went back to Disneyland because it wasn't fun the first time, and I wanted to prove everybody wrong.
It's the Boba Fett effect. It's the Boba effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the Boba effect.
He's so cool and awesome, and he has barely any screen time. And they go, we should make the Mandalorian, right? Like, we should try to
Yes.
You got your argument right there. You sounded like the 7-year-old you were when you watched that movie.
Absolutely, and I have no shame in that.
Be an adult about it, Jessica Roberts.
I will. The pod racing.
Be an adult about it from the guy who ranked Revenge of the Sith at number 4.
It's way easier to watch.
It's way more entertaining.
It's way more entertaining. It's way more entertaining.
Way more entertaining for a child. I agree.
Every time they're like, we're going to make a side Star Wars movie, I just want that to be a pod racing. Give me a pod racer making the circuits. I think that would be such a sick side story. Darth Maul and pod racing, you can hate the rest of the movie if you want. And the Metachlorians is stupid, and Little Annie is one of the worst actors I've ever seen. I just watched Jingle All the Way, and he's bad. He's real bad. But it's not that bad of a movie.
It's rough. I literally when we started rewatching these in October, November, I forget, me and Malia. At one point, I was just on my phone. I was so bored in that movie.
Oh my god!
And she was like, you got to keep watching. You got to watch it for the pod. I'm like, I don't care about it.
I'm only saying, Ben, your list is valid. Your list is so valid.
You're valid as a person.
I love your fervor for it. I'm only saying your argument to Jesse that he's childish for liking Boba Fett when you rank Revenge of the Sith as high as you did.
Yeah.
It makes you completely untrustworthy in the argument. It takes all credibility away from you. You can't be childish and then accuse someone else of being childish. You have to at least own that you two are childish. If you can own that, as we all need to own it, then your argument is valid.
It is true that we are having a very intense argument over the best Star Wars. So we all need to admit some of our childishness.
I'm playing it up a bit. I hope you guys know that.
No, I'm incredibly offended. And Sorry for
No,
all
I
the
love
yelling.
this.
We were clipping maybe a little there.
Probably.
We clipped a ton. I'm so sorry. I love this. I love this more than anything in the world. What's the rest of your list?
The last one is.
Oh, we weren't done yet.
No,
thank God you didn't have Phantom as the last.
No, Phantom is pretty boring. I also it's like okay. If I'm being really honest and not trying to be over the top and funny, it's a little nostalgic only because it's really bad. And when we were watching it, like right at the beginning, we were just making fun of all these silly, dumb little lines, and so it's
How
not
are
the
you
worst.
not doing that all the way through Revenge?
Dude, I literally.
There's so like 80% of that script is dumb little lines.
Well,
Revenge of the Sith is the goofiest movie I've
inside
ever seen.
a like fill in with like he killed Padawans.
It's so boring to me. Everyone's performance is like this. Everyone is talking like this the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
all I get
much.
from anyone. Even if Revenge of the
I
Sith.
think that's pretty unfair to Aguado, or whatever his name is, because I think he's
Guado.
crushing it. I'm a Glenarian. These crazy mind tricks don't work on me.
Yeah, the only
A chance cube.
Watto is Brittany's, my wife, her favorite Star Wars character.
He's great. All right, sorry, Becky. Go ahead.
Rise of Skywalker is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I hate it so much. I forget it exists, and I didn't want to mention it because I think there's some validity to this. The original script for Episode 9 was going to be the guy who did Jurassic World, and some of the ideas that that script had would have, even though we didn't love the direction that 8 kind of took it, 9
We're
kind
talking
of.
Jurassic World.
Did I say Park?
No, you said World. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
well, it's that guy, but his script and some concept art leaked, and it was a lot more interesting.
You're trying to convince us that the guy that wrote the script for Jurassic World wrote a good script.
Okay, we will definitely talk about this later.
I don't mind.
No,
first
I had
Jurassic
wanted to bring
World.
up Adolf Hitler's humanitarian efforts as well. in this podcast.
Yo, hey, listen. Outside of a few things, this is not a bad guy.
Okay, this is not the time to talk about because
rabbit
the-
trail.
Bang.
the episode
Prehistoric
9 was originally going to
rabbit
be called Duel Fates, and it was really
Yes.
cool. Rey actually becomes like her own Jedi, makes her own lightsaber, double bladed, because I guess that's what means it makes someone a cool character now.
She goes, I don't know
Having a
what's
double-
telling me this, but this double bladed thing would
Yeah.
be sick.
Kylo goes full Sith.
Darth Maul's like in the background, way in the background, going, "That's really cool."
To the dark side. It's the little angels. You've got the little the force ghosts on each. It's like old Ben Kenobi's on one, and then Darth
Maul.
Vader.
Look at Ben Kenobi over there with his stupid single-bladed lightsaber. I've got
What
a
does that
double
got to do with
blade.
anything? No.
No.
He's got a point.
He's got a point. Okay, keep going, Ben.
We can't get into. We've been wanting to do a Star Wars party where we all read the script to that, and so that'll be fun one day. Maybe we could record it.
Yeah.
I know that you hate Rise of Skywalker, and I totally understand. I genuinely do. The scene between Ben Solo and Han Solo is so good.
Means nothing to me.
Gosh, love
You're
that
dead
scene
inside.
so much.
Anyways,
That's so funny. It just doesn't hit you in any way at all.
nope. I was literally. It meant nothing. They took that movie in a direction where it didn't mean anything to me. I don't like it. And then I snuck these other two. None of you guys did. Rogue One would be 4 if I did have to put on the list, and 6 would be Solo, which means it's also above Phantom Menace.
That's
Attack
okay.
of the-
I actually
Screw you guys.
No, that's fair. I actually really enjoy Rogue One and Solo got a lot of hate. But I actually really enjoyed Solo.
I
Personally,
wish
so.
they would have let them make it more fun. I know it was supposed to be the guys who did Chris Lord and Phil Miller. I think those.
I don't know.
It was going to be a lot more fun than it was.
Solo.
Yes. But that's
It's a
my
bummer.
list. And
It's
then
a bummer to have a movie with like one of the funniest people of our generation in it, and it not to be that funny.
no.
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude. Speaking of which, we
Donald
completely
Glover's
glossed
scenes
over-
though were like really funny. Like his Chronicles where he's like recording and like the cloaks. That's all super funny. Also, one of the best jokes that I don't think anybody gives credit for. Lando calls Han, right? And so when they first get introduced, he goes, "What's this game?" Or "I really like Bach" or whatever. And then he's saying it's back. It's a really funny like It's a really funny thing.
Yeah, Sabak or Sabak.
Or Sabak, yeah. Sabak's back. Really funny. And then at the end, Han Solo shoots first, and Woody Harrelson commends him for it. And
that's really cool.
Because
Han shot first.
Han shot first. Let's not try to like take that away.
I love in Empire Strikes Back. What's the dude's name that plays Lando?
Oh,
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, Billy Williams.
Thank you. He is apparently so charismatic or whatever that he affected the other actors, because I was watching Empire yesterday and Leia calls Han while they're in Sky City.
Ooh,
she says it with a long A sound. She's like,
I remember that.
I don't trust him. And I'm like, what the F?
Yeah.
You just forgot his name?
Is the Billy D. Williams effect.
The Billy D. Williams effect. Yep.
That's beautiful. All right, guys. This was a long episode. We knew it was going to be a long episode. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We're going to record a special episode with rankings that were emailed in, and I'm going to walk through some more Star Wars theory, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But that'll be an additional episode. So we release on Mondays. This one will be released not on a Monday, so
on a different day.
It'll be a bonus for you. Thank you guys.
Thanks to everybody who wrote in.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. One, I hope that you enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed kind of going back and forth with some people, with listeners. Write in NewWayStoriesPod@gmail.com. If you have a complaint, if you want to do more Star Wars stuff, if you want to talk about how crazy Ben is or how crazy Darius is and how much you agree with me.
If we were in person, me and you probably would have started fighting.
Also, I'm going to start adding in like a little corrections corner. So if you guys could keep us accountable. We have said some things that maybe deserve a bit of correction. And that's, you know what? We're a comedy podcast and we are going to step over the line from time to time. And what makes it somewhat okay is that we'll come back and apologize for it. And
Is there something that I did that I need to know about?
Preach it in humility. It's been every episode. No, I'm just kidding.
You secretly say a racial slur.
There was a big one. I wasn't going to get into it right now, but there was a big one that I kept saying Down syndrome people instead of people with Down syndrome. Like, that's like not their identity. So it's just like that. Or like, I think we have talked about slaves before, and instead of calling them slaves, calling them like people that are enslaved, which makes sense. So
that's good.
If you want to catch us,
sorry about that.
If you want to catch us on that stuff, let us know. We would love to apologize for it. This is going to be our newest, longest segment.
I'm sorry that you're so offended. I'm sorry that you're so soft.
I'm sorry you're such a little baby.
There will be things that we won't apologize for because we're joking. However, there will be some things that we do apologize for, right? So I think for that one in particular, it's good. It's just good for me to like, this is how I should be thinking about it. So anyway, email all of that stuff. You can email fun stuff too if you want. I'm just like super depressing. I'm checking the email like, where did we suck at today? And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Go out, watch some Star Wars, listen to the pod, tell your friends about it.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. The last part of this will probably be December 25th.
Whoa. We're going to release it on Christmas.
I think
Christmas
that was the plan.
Morning. We're actually going to do it Christmas
sick.
Eve so Santa Claus can listen to it while delivering all the presents.
And give us all the coal that we deserve.
I don't know if you guys knew that, but Santa listens to pods while he's delivering presents.
Our pod.
Our pod only. Yeah, it's on repeat. All right, guys.
He mostly listens to Joe Rogan because he's a big jiu-jitsu guy.
And you need a really long podcast if you're going to deliver all the presents in the world. So the Rogan experience is the one. All right, guys. I'm going to try and close it out for the final time. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.